Hello, I'm your Kingdom Spiritual Transformational and Life Purpose Life Coach and Mentor Latricia Booker. And I'm popping in on you to tell you that they are spiritually dead. They are spiritually dead. And so, Kingdom people, this all stems from, God had brought something to my attention a few days ago or so about someone years ago. I had to be in my 20s. Let me put it like this, 20 plus years ago or so. And I had a dream that this person had passed away. And I was really distraught over it. And back then, this was a person that I kind of cared about, not that I don't care about them now, but I'm not associated with them anymore. But, later on, God revealed to me that the dream represented that person was spiritually dead, that they were spiritually dead. And when I had the dream, he was showing me that that's when their spiritual death was happening. Now, as time went on with this person, I became aware of some things about them. This is one of them kind of people that was trying to stop, block, all those kind of things, trying to, throw the blows, the people that just are filled with trauma and they don't heal from it, and they try to inflict it on you, and then they know who you are, and so they do these things to try to sabotage you. And so then I also found out this person was a witch. And so I'm saying all that to say that, I saw the spiritual death, the result, should I say, of the spiritual death over time, over the years. And so God just kind of brought all this to my attention, as to when I had that dream, and then how he showed me later that that's because they were spiritually dead. And again, over the years, I saw evidence of that. And so the thing is that, what God brought to my attention is also how this person kind of pretty much revealed to me themselves that they don't really listen to God. They don't listen. And I'm just using this particular person as an example. But this is kind of what happens when people become spiritually dead. They don't listen. They don't listen to God. So God gave me a few scriptures concerning this matter. And the first one is Mark 8:18. And it says, having eyes and can't see, having ears and can't hear. Do you remember anything at all? And so when I was looking at this morning, it was just on me how it's not that God wasn't speaking. It's not that, they wasn't looking, but they didn't retain anything that God was saying. So these people who are spiritually dead, sometimes God speaks to them. Sometimes God is showing them something. But it says here, do you remember anything at all? It's as if they don't remember. Because they're not listening. They're not trying to take on what God is showing them. They're not trying to. I'm hearing, my word have I hid in your word have I hid in my heart, so that I may not sin against thee. So they're not taking on that word in their heart to prevent them from sinning against God. It's not, in other words, it's not real for them. It's just for play, and for show. And again, it says here, do you remember anything at all? Anything that I've said, anything that I've shown you? And God is saying that's, they spiritually dead. They are spiritually dead. And in actuality, this is kind of what causes them to become spiritually dead. And then we have Revelation 2:7. And it says, anyone with ears must listen to the Spirit and understand what he is saying to the churches. To everyone who is victorious, I will give fruit from the tree of life in the paradise of God. And so here it's saying, if you listen to what the Spirit is saying, that means you're victorious. And then when you're victorious, it says he'll give you the fruit from the tree of life. And so this is what happens, kingdom people. They have ears, but they're not listening. They're not listening to what God is saying, and that is why they're spiritually dead. On top of that, they are not victorious. They're not victorious because they're not listening. They're not listening, so they don't have the fruit from the tree of life. They don't have that because God is not giving it to them because they're not listening. They are spiritually dead. They are spiritually dead. And here's the thing, kingdom people. I'm hearing you will know them by their fruit. That's not what was gonna say. But here's the thing. That is how you know them. You know when they are spiritually dead because they don't have the fruit of the spiritually alive. And many a times, like I said, in this case, what God is showing me is they are spiritually dead because they don't listen. They're not listening to God. And I'm just hearing, and these people tend to be very manipulative. They like to manipulate you and people, others, and they can even put on as if they are a person of God. But again, you will know them by their fruit. They are spiritually dead, and you kind of know it. and then we have Revelation 2:17. And it says, he that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. To him that overcometh will I give to eat of the hidden manna, and I will give him a white stone, and in the stone a new name written, which no man knoweth, saying, he that receiveth it, saving he that receiveth it. And so, kingdom people, listen, if you listening, you hearing what thus saith the Lord, you hearing the word that's going forth, it says here that basically to him that overcometh. When you're receiving the word of the Lord, you are an overcomer. Not just that, kingdom people. Well, yeah, you overcome it because you're receiving it. And that's how you're able to overcome so many things that you deal with in life. So many things that come at you. And I'm just hearing the warfare. That's how you're able to overcome, because you're hearing what thus saith the Lord. You are hearing what he is saying. You're receiving what he is saying. And then it says here, I will give to eat of the hidden manna. God feeds you. He takes care of you. He provides for you. And sometimes it says here, the hidden manna. The hidden manna, the manna that you don't even see, but he sees it. He gives it to you. He feeds you with it. He takes care of you. And then it says, and will give him a white stone, and in the stone a new name written, which no man knoweth, saving he that receive it. It says here, saving he that receive it. And see, here's the thing, kingdom people. You have to hear, you have to listen, you have to receive, and that's how you're saved. But when you're not hearing and you're not receiving what thus saith the Lord, you are spiritually dead. They are spiritually dead. Now, let me go here a little bit because I got to hit on this. Now, this goes hand in hand with those who are trying to pull at you, pull from your spirit, pull from your energy. This is something, this just hit me. Pull at your finances even. But outside of that, pull at who you are. Not outside of that. Overall, pull at who you are. And here's the thing, why the pull is on you. The pulls, this is why they want to pull from you. Because they are spiritually dead. You are spiritually alive. They're not listening. They have an ear, but they won't listen. They're not tuning in to what God is saying. But you are. And so that's why they're spiritually dead and you're spiritually alive. They want to pull from you because you are listening to what God is saying. You're allowing God to lead you, guide you, and direct you. Now, here's the thing. Just because they want to pull from you, because you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're receiving, and therefore God is feeding you, God is taking care of you. It says that he will give you the fruit from the tree of life, because you have the fruit from the tree of life. They want to eat your fruit. They want to eat the fruit from basically you've put in the work. You've done what you're supposed to do. So they want to eat from your tree. They want to pick your fruit. And here's the thing. Just because they want to, don't mean they're going to. In other words, what am I saying? Let the spiritually dead, I'm hearing let the dead bury their dead. Let the spiritually dead stay over there. Because they have nothing to give. They have nothing to offer. They're dead. They're poison. They're no good for you. They can bring nothing good. But they see all the good that you have, and they want to pick from your fruit. They want to eat some of your fruit because you've done the work. You've done what you're supposed to do. I don't want to be repetitious, but pretty much you've done, it's the same thing, just in a different sense. But they are spiritually dead. So be mindful of this, kingdom people, when people come and trying to pour from you, because they want to pour from you because they spiritually dead, whether they know it or not. Now, some of these people know that they are. Some don't. Some just out here bobbleheads. They don't know what's going on. But some know, because many of these people that are conscious of themselves to some extent, they're very manipulative, or they try to be. These ones tend to know that they're spiritually dead. And I say that because sometimes people are being used by the enemy, but they're not conscious of it. Some people are conscious and they're okay with it. They're in agreement with it. Either way, they're all spiritually dead. Now, that doesn't mean that people can't make a turnaround. That doesn't mean that people can't turn from those ways and become spiritually alive if they listen to what thus saith the Lord and follow his, whatever he's leading them to do. Follow in whatever, they follow him and listen to him, listen to his instructions. And that is mainly what caused these people to become spiritually dead. They don't want to follow God's instructions, but you do. You follow them. And so again, they want to come pick off your tree because they didn't kill themselves spiritually. They don't have anything. They don't have anything growing. They don't have that. They're spiritually dead. Think about a dead tree. Is a dead tree, is a scripture concerning that too, gonna produce any fruit? No. Only a live tree can produce fruit. Anything dead can't produce nothing. It's dead. So kingdom people, they are spiritually dead. And so just be mindful of that when you see these people, or you're aware of these people that want to come pour from you. They want to pour from you because they are spiritually dead. And I'm just hearing, it don't matter if they in the church. It don't matter if they call themselves a Christian. It don't matter if they seemingly are good people. It don't matter. They could be somewhat decent, but they are spiritually dead. Now let me say this too. Be able to distinguish between people that just really, God may be using you to really just draw them to Christ, or to help them, to lead them towards God, to help them to turn to the Lord. It's different from people that I'm talking about that are spiritually dead, because that's because people don't know. And just because God is using you to bring people, to help them, to uplift them, to encourage them in whatever way he does that, does not necessarily mean that they are spiritually dead. It just means that they need to grow spiritually. It's a difference. But the ones that are proactively trying to pull from you, the ones, and I'm just hearing the ones that's trying to get your attention, the ones that's playing all these games and tricks and all that kind of stuff, they are spiritually dead. And these are the ones that don't want to follow God's instructions. They don't want to hear from God. They don't want to listen. And if they heard from him, they don't want to hear what he got to say, because what he's saying is not pleasing to their flesh. And that's part of the problem. They want to feed their flesh instead of their spirit, instead of letting God elevate them spiritually, which is why they are spiritually dead. And that's all I have to say about that. So kingdom people, please go ahead and just like this video if it resonates, if you like it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Thank you. Make sure you click on that bell so you will receive a notification every time I upload a new video. Also, I just want to thank you all for everything that you do here, all your likes, comments, your shares, your feedback, everything, your bookings, your purchases, all the seeds that you sow into me and my ministry. I really do appreciate you all being here so very much. And so, kingdom people, I love you all. You all know I don't want to leave you, but I do have to go right now. But I will be back to hold my kingdom people down. Now, kingdom people, above all else, let the Holy Spirit lead you in all things at all times. Kingdom people, we are unmovable, we are untouchable, we are unbreakable, and we are unstoppable. that is my time. Jesus Girl is out. Peace.